Greetings! My name is Chris Apollonides and I just came from the movies. Thunderbolts.
Oh, yeah.
Let's rate this bad boy, starting with the visuals. This is a pretty movie. The action scenes are nice, the costumes are decent, the effects, very good, very nice. Obviously the fight against the Sentry, the big fight against Marvel Superman. Damn, that scene is badass and it's really well done. And also the car chase with the limo, that's pretty cool too. Yeah, there's definitely some cool shit there. And the shadow world and the void, easily entertaining. A 4. The sound. The sound was pretty decent too. In the fight scenes, gunfire abilities, powers, jumping, falling. And the shadow effect when people were drawn into the void. Poof, poof. That was pretty nice too. Nothing spectacular, but very satisfying. A 3. The music. The music was actually really good. A lot of the times, these action movies, I kind of forget about the background music because it's all the same, all the stuff that I've already heard before. But in this movie, the soundtrack is pretty good. It's above average, definitely. There was a moment where I opened Shazam in the movie theater to identify one of the songs. It was when Bucky was riding on his bike, catching on to the convoy, and the song's name is It's Bucky. That was the exact moment where I felt that, okay, this soundtrack is pretty banger. Of course, half of the soundtrack, it's more or less the same as we see in Marvel action movies, but some songs are really nice. I'm gonna go with a 4. Entertaining. The acting. The acting. What a great cast. I mean, let's be honest. The characters, the superheroes, they're not A-tier heroes, right? They are from the B-tier. But they all have their secrets, their traumas, and it kind of works. They manage to make them feel human. You feel for them. There's empathy. But it's really the actor's delivery that nails it. Of course, there are so many jokes. They keep doing the Marvel quips, but this time it doesn't feel as off-putting. Actually, I wasn't really bothered by that almost at all. And I think it works because of the actor's delivery, plus the fact that these guys are already depressed, they're down in the dumps, so it kind of makes sense that they don't really care anymore, even if the situation is serious about life and death. Fuck it, like, might as well make some jokes before we all die. Yelena, White Widow, her accent is a lot better than in the Hawkeye. There it was atrocious. She does a good job. I especially liked Walker, who is played by Wyatt Russell, the son of Kurt Russell. He's a great actor, man. I want to see more of him. His delivery of the jokes, it was on spot. At times, it just feels like a random guy. He keeps saying stuff like, Jesus Christ, visibly like upset about situations. I think he was my favorite. Of course, there's the Red Guardian, and he's just there for comic relief, but he works. He's loud, obnoxious, he keeps yelling. It works because he's likable, and that's, again, because of the actor's work and just how the character is built. Think of this guy as just this, jolly old guy who has a heart of gold. What's not to like? And the biggest surprise is Bob.
Century hype, century hype.
Dude, this guy, like, the actor who plays him does a terrific job. And keep in mind that he was recasted, like he was not their first choice. And the way he plays the character, transforming from a silly, awkward guy with amnesia to this godlike being, his voice deepens, his acting becomes more sharp. Good shit, good shit. And also the depressive moments where he is mentally battling. Dude is really good. All of that combined, I think the cast is great, the acting is great, it all works together. I'm gonna go with a 5. Amazing. No complaints. The story. Now this movie is a little bit self-contained, like it's not this overarching battle that decides the fate of the universe. In the end, the stakes get pretty high, but before that, it's more political. It's just about these shadow ops, these outsiders doing their own thing, and it works. Obviously, it's not as epic as Endgame or Infinity War, and I think the comparisons with those movies do not make sense at all. I wouldn't go there. But it's a good story that works, and it works because it's simple. the whole moral of the story that you're not alone. Even if you are in a darkest place of dark places, you're never truly alone. And it's cliche, but it works because it's true. I've been in plenty of dark places myself, and it just makes sense. Like, I've seen the void, and the way they handle it, I think it's heartwarming. So while it's not amazing, it is definitely entertaining. Absolutely. And also the way that they handled the ending. There was no epic boss battle that decided the fate of the movie. No, it was the emotional capacity of the characters all bonding together and really helping Bob get out of that situation, thus saving everybody. The new Avengers. Oh, that sounds cool. The fun. As I said, the movie has a lot of jokes, but it works. I had a good time, and I did like the dynamic between them. To see them grow from enemies to friends, it felt more or less natural. So in that sense, it does kind of feel like an Avengers movie. Having these characters become one team. It actually works. But the biggest highlight is Bob. I mean, let me get the comic. I have a Century comic actually, and I was surprised how fucking cool the guy looked when they put him in the costume and they give him even the blonde hair to go that extra effort. That matters. That matters to me, and I was pleasantly surprised that they actually cared. So I'm gonna go entertaining. It is not mind-blowing, nothing new, but it is definitely a fun ride. Which means that the Sunshine score is 80%. This is a good score. This is actually a pretty good score. And I agree with that. I think 80 is fair. And I'm excited to see what the hell will happen. Now there's like 2 different teams of Avengers. I'm worried that these guys, they will not stay as the main team. Like, they are too quirky. They are too funky. But I do like them. Also the fact that they have 3 super soldiers in the team. What the hell? What is that ratio? That's pretty fucking badass. Man. I bet Sam Wilson is thinking, I should have taken that serum. Fucked up. Anyway, go watch the movie. This is a good one. Finally something positive from Marvel. And thanks for watching. Until next time, praise the sun.